All right, so here now we have the backstrap. So if you look at the eye of the muscle, here's your New York strip right there. So this was where we cut by that H bone, the pelvic bone, and then we came down and there's our prime rib right here. And then from here up is going towards the neck. So I have two muscles laying like this. The eye is big here and it gets smaller as it goes up here. How do we deal with this? There's lots of different ways how to take this apart, but every one of these have, I call it a cap, this right here. And this, you can peel that right off. So now we have pretty much a nice clean piece of backstrap. New York strip and the prime rib. So it's nice and clean. What do we do with this? This silver skin, this is silver skin right here. This tacky stuff that's the fascia, but the silver skin is underneath there. So leaving this hole in the first 24 hours is important to let that muscle rest. So we don't want to cut it into big pieces. So when it comes out of the freezer, I'll just take my knife while this is still frosty, and I'll just come around the back here or in the front and just trim a little of this off. And when it's frosty, it's still nice and firm. And this comes off real easy. So there's lots of different ways to take this off. You can take it off by just running the knife straight up and just peeling it like, or you can just take it and turn it down and peel it like this. And then turn that, and hopefully we would get all that off of there. If you don't, you can just peel this off. And there, so now you have that. I can take this and I can cut a chop. And because this antelope is not that big, I butterfly it. Now I have a nice filet mignon. Or I can cut medallions. You can see how tender that meat is. Wow. So that's a nice medallion. So, or I can cut it like that, 3/4 of the way through, all the way through, pound it, and now I have a cut. Or you can just cut it into strips like this to make stroganoff with. So, but this cutlet, I make it out of this when it comes out of the freezer. I don't cut this into cutlets before it goes in the freezer, because I have to trim it and clean it and cut it, and I vacuum seal it, and then when I thaw this out, I'm gonna have a bag full of blood. And the reason is because I made all that surface area. So I have no fat, so it's already dry. And then if I lose the blood in that bag, then I'm making it drier. So great, these are just suggestions to help get some quality to the pan before you start cooking. Because if you don't have quality before you start cooking, you can't fix it on that pan.